this is what's also interesting that's happening around the world in some places anyways. Folks are familiar with the BDS movement. It is the Boycott and Divestiture movement. And in this country, there are 34 states, I think it is, that make it illegal for you to support this boycott or divestiture. I mean, it's almost just sort of ridiculous to even articulate this, but it's the case. It will, if there's any evidence that you have done that in your private life, then you are ineligible to receive a state contract to work in any capacity for the state or with the state. So there was a case in Texas where someone was a speech therapist and was coming in and helping children who had special needs for speech therapy, school kids. But because they had expressed in some venue support for boycotting Israeli products that were made in the West Bank,
she was of Palestinian descent, I believe.
Denied a contract. I mean, it's just absurd. They tried to pass this in the Senate. Fortunately, it failed. But this is the sort of level of in this country of selective, I guess, application of censoring that is okay. You don't hear a lot of those, some of those free speech. You know, I don't recall that episode that Sam Harris did, for instance, on criticizing the BDS. Maybe he did. I shouldn't point him out. Maybe he did. I just didn't hear it. But the point is that, you know, all of these people are talking about American values and whatnot. Meanwhile, around the world, there are unions who are beginning to show some measure of solidarity with the Palestinian people who are being subject to, you know, a slaughter. And in Italy, Italian dock workers refused to load arms onto a ship that they were in Naples and Livorno. They would not load arms that were destined for Israel. Here is a speaker at a Palestinian solidarity campaign in London calling on union dock workers to follow those Italian workers' lead.
We have seen the call responded to by dock workers in Italy. They have refused to load weapons due for Israel onto ships to use against Palestinians. I am calling to all of the unions in this country. The dock workers refuse to load the weapons. I am calling to the people that work in the factories. You have 10 different sites for Elbit Systems, the Israeli arms company in this country. Refuse to build those weapons of war. Refuse to comply. 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 Refuse.
So there's, you know, attempts to basically just sort of putting their labor to use, or they're withholding their labor, so that, you know, literally the Israelis can't have the weapons to continue to kill civilians. And, you know, everyone knows, I mean, it's not like, you can't really say that this is collateral damage if everyone knows it's going to happen. And everybody knows that the Israelis have had many, many statements in the past. We're going to put them on a diet. We're going to mow the lawn. Every now and then you have to mow the lawn. These are just, you know, we've had these over the years and years. Lastly, let's play this clip of Tom Cotton. And again, the salience of this is very different on the right in this country than it is on the ostensible left. It is changing, at least, you know, and I'm talking center left to left. But on the right, with conservatives, there's no question whatsoever. They have there's no hesitation.